Welcome to Local Licks. Minutes of music exclusively from Austin area bands. It's Local Licks with Loris Lowe. I'm 93 points.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of KLBJ's Local Licks. We do this every Tuesday from 10:30 to midnight. We give you about 90 minutes of music from Austin artists exclusively. We usually have some cool stuff to give away. And tonight is no exception to that. We've got a special guest in the studio with us tonight. Danny G is in the house.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm great. How you doing?
Doing good. Just struggling to stay awake at this point in time.
Well, I know you work early mornings.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to be at work 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, about 5 or 6 hours.
Well, how do you deal with that being a musician? I mean, I know some of your gigs are...
I have
Thursday
weekends
nights.
off, and that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
but,
time.
I mean, just rehearsals and...
Yeah, naps during the day.
Yeah, naps are great, aren't they?
Oh, yes, I love naps.
Being at work at 4:30, that's a killer. Well, you're in a band called Ironclad,
Yes.
but I've actually met you before. You've been in several really
Yeah,
good local
like
bands.
half the population of Austin I've been around and many other projects.
Right.
Yeah.
We do get a little incestuous, I suppose.
Yeah.
But Southern Gun Culture was one of the bands.
Oh yeah, that was probably the first real band I was in when I first moved here, like in 2000, and we played for 4 years, and took it pretty much as far as we could take it. We just still weren't getting to the point we wanted to get at, so we just figured it was time to move on to other things. So still good friends with Trent and Amber. They're doing a two-piece band called Full Stride.
Yeah.
And still playing shows. Let's see, I played bass for Velvet Brick for about a year and a half, 2 years. Been playing guitar for Shannon Som for the last 2.5 years. Played bass for the Ryan Bales Band for about 5 months and toured very heavily with those guys. And then Ironclad, let's see, the music for Ironclad first, I really started writing it probably like 2.5 years ago, like right when Southern Gun Culture broke up. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me find another guitar project. I've got all these songs. And I couldn't find anything because it's like, oh yeah, everybody in Austin knows like 10 other guitar players.
There's a lot of guitar players in this
Yes,
town.
as a guitar player, I know that, and it's like, there's too many of us. Why didn't I take up drums?
Right. Well, did some of these bands overlap? Were there times where you were in two bands?
Oh yeah, there was one South by where I was doing shows with Velvet Brick. I was doing shows with Shannon Som, and I played one show with a metal band called Step Aside. And so that was like, I think I did like 8 or 9 shows in 4 days. Which that's kind of the cool thing about South by Southwest is you can basically go on tour but sleep in your own bed every night.
That is kind of
if you're in enough bands.
Well, let's play a track from Ironclad, which is your main focus these days.
Yes.
And this band rocks.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
thanks.
it's a good sound. It's just
And that's good to hear because this was such a long time coming, and God, I put so much effort into this band. I'm just glad it's working.
Yeah. Well, just listen to this song and you'll get it. It's called American Dream. This is Ironclad on KLBJ's Local Licks. This does rock, man. I put this in, I was like, damn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the Rock of Austin, 93.7 KLBJ, and the Austin band Ironclad. And a song called American Dream, and we have Danny G, guitarist of the band, in the studio with us now. Is that a song that you wrote? You said you put these songs
actually,
together.
that song was the band's first real collaboration. Pretty much, I had like an album's worth of material, which was just waiting to be used, and so we kind of exhausted that. And then with that song, I just came in with the that main chorus riff and like you know, the verse should be in this key, and then like we
That was
just,
a start.
everybody just took it from there. Like Tim kind of came up with the verse riff, and then like the whole breakdown part. Like we don't know where it just
You just started
yeah.
jamming.
Yeah,
and
it just
came out.
came together. It's like, oh, okay, well this song's done.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, whereas, we had like another song that was also a collaboration, which we started writing at the same time. It's called Seize Your Mind, and we're still working on it. Whereas this song, it was like, ready to go, and like, from writing to recording in like a month. I mean, it was just like, okay, oh wow, that song's done, let's record it, cool, yeah.
And some are like a work in progress for 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Or longer. Wow. Well, tell me about the rest of your band, Ironclad.
Let's see. The drummer is Javi Moctezuma, who has played with Signal Noise and a couple other bands around town. Met him through a classified ad. On bass, I have Tim Casterline, who played with the Dealers pretty heavily for a couple years. He still plays with Peyton Gin. Does a lot of studio work for Wonderland Studios. He's played in, who knows how many bands. Awesome bass player. Probably better on bass than I'm at guitar. Than yeah.
He was
Good
keeping
having
up,
a band.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Getting him in the band made me step up. It's like, whoa, wow.
That's cool.
And then on vocals we have Stuart Smith, who is from San Diego. Played with a band called Tall out there for many years. Phenomenal vocalist.
No doubt, he's great. He's
yeah,
really good.
and I met all these people through classified ads. It's awesome.
The Austin Chronicle?
Yeah, Austin Chronicle, Craigslist. Stuart kind of had some different ideas for the lyrics, and it just, he even knew it just didn't fit the character of the song. It wasn't. I kept telling him it's just not Southern enough. And so this old man who's a friend of his is like, man, I'm from Louisiana. This song needs something different. So he wrote out the lyrics, and it's like, okay, the song's done. That's perfect. And
It's Southern now.
Yeah, it's just lyrics about a guy from the South trying to change his ways through music.
All right. It's called The Picker from Ironclad on KLBJ's Local Licks. That's awesome. Somebody just got this all. Write some Southern stuff for you.
Yeah, just some dude wrote these awesome lyrics to it. It's like, yes, that is what I've been hearing in my head of the song.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. After this song, we'll do our giveaways. That's some Southern rock.
Cool.
The
Just
band,
got a text message from Tim. You're doing great. Sorry I couldn't make it. Songs sound great on the radio.
They, songs do
Awesome.
sound different on the radio
Oh, yeah.
than just listening to the CD, don't they? Mm-hmm. Well, we have some copies of the Ironclad CD for our radio listeners. If you'd like to have a free copy of the Ironclad EP, it's got 4 songs on it, and they all rock.
Thank you.
Danny brought us some free copies to give away along with a badass sticker.
Oh yeah,
Which
and the
has got your-
CDs contain stickers, so you get
Yeah.
the CD sticker combo.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's going to look good on your guitar case or your fridge or your car or your bike, whatever.
I need one of those cameras so